Some people count down the days to their birthday. They imagine messages, attention, maybe a small moment where they feel seen. But there are others who barely notice when the date arrives. No excitement, no sadness, just another day. And psychology suggests that this reaction is not indifference, it's information. At first, not caring about your birthday might look like emotional distance, but in reality, it often comes from emotional awareness. Birthdays are symbolic. They are not just about age, they are about recognition. They quietly ask a question: do people remember me without being reminded? For some people, the answer to that question has been disappointing too many times. Missed messages, forgotten dates, empty expectations. Over time, the mind adapts. It learns that hoping leads to disappointment, and disappointment leads to pain. So the mind does what it does best. It protects itself. It lowers expectations. It disconnects emotion from the day. And slowly, the birthday loses its meaning. This is not numbness. This is emotional self-regulation. Psychologists often observe that people who stop caring about birthdays tend to be highly self-reliant. They don't depend on external validation to confirm their worth. They don't need a calendar reminder to feel important. Instead, they measure life through internal milestones: growth, understanding, stability, clarity. For these individuals, birthdays can feel performative, a ritual that asks people to show care on a schedule rather than through genuine connection. And when authenticity matters more than appearances, forced celebration feels hollow. There is also a deeper layer that many people don't talk about. Birthdays are one of the few days that force self-reflection. They highlight time, and time makes people uncomfortable. For introspective minds, a birthday is not a party. It's a mirror. It raises quiet questions. Am I where I thought I would be? Have I changed? Have I grown, or just aged? What did this year actually mean? For people who think deeply, these questions don't come with easy answers, and celebration feels out of sync with introspection. Silence feels more honest. Some people stop caring about birthdays because they associate them with emotional pressure. Pressure to be happy. Pressure to be grateful. Pressure to perform joy even when they don't feel it. So opting out becomes a way to stay emotionally truthful. Others learned early that birthdays didn't belong to them. They grew up in environments where celebrations were rushed, forgotten, or emotionally empty. No real attention, no real warmth. Just a reminder that expectations were unsafe. That lesson stays with them longer than people realize. Interestingly, research shows that people who detach from symbolic milestones often place more value on consistency than on special occasions. They prefer steady, quiet connection over loud, temporary gestures. A random, meaningful conversation matters more than a yearly celebration. A sincere message on an ordinary day feels more valuable than dozens of forced ones on a birthday. This is why not caring about your birthday doesn't mean you don't value relationships. It often means you value depth over frequency, meaning over tradition, truth over ritual. From the outside, people may misinterpret this behavior. They may say you're cold, or ungrateful, or distant. But psychology tells a different story. It suggests that people who disengage from birthdays are often emotionally sensitive, not detached. They feel deeply. They simply choose not to attach their feelings to a date that has repeatedly disappointed them. There's also an element of identity involved. Birthdays remind us that we are aging, changing, moving forward whether we want to or not. Some people find comfort in that. Others experience it as existential weight. For thoughtful individuals, time passing isn't just numbers. It's lost versions of themselves. Unfinished paths, old dreams that quietly faded. Celebrating that moment can feel dishonest if the internal story hasn't caught up. And yet, not caring doesn't mean rejecting life. It means redefining what matters. Many people who don't care about their birthday still care deeply about meaning. They care about understanding themselves. They care about living intentionally. They care about becoming someone they respect, even if no one applauds. Psychology doesn't view this as emotional failure. It views it as internal orientation. When validation comes from within, external markers lose their power, not because they are meaningless, but because they are optional. If you don't care about your birthday, it doesn't mean your life lacks joy. It means your joy isn't scheduled. It means you don't measure your worth by who remembers a date. You measure it by how aligned your life feels when no one is watching. And that quiet independence is something many people never develop. If this perspective resonated with you, you're not alone. This channel is for people who think deeply, feel quietly, and often don't fit into surface-level expectations. Subscribe to the Inner Observer for psychology that speaks to the inner world most people never see.